you don't know where is your next meal gonna come from if that's the case. So you need to be very sharp so that you'll be able to get out there and make things to be done. So this is a very, very powerful part to work on. This is the industry that started in the way back. I'm talking about 2008, about 15 years older now plus. And it's a very, very powerful industry, as I can put it to you. Now, very importantly, for others that do not understand it, this is the industry that fluctuates in terms of the prices. If you look at Bitcoins, if you look here, let's talk about, you see Doge here. You can see there is Doge here. Let's just briefly talk about this. So as you can see, there is Dogecoin here over here. This is Dogecoin is red. Link is red. Uni is red. STX, it is red. Pepe, it is red, as you can see. FET, red as well. Shiba, red as well. As you can see, OKB, at the same red. XMO, XMR, OM as well. POL, and so forth and so forth. So this means that the market has dropped in this indication. So if you had funds on your Binance, so let's say you had 100 Rand in terms of funds, total funds on your Binance. This is the total funds that you have on your Binance. And these funds are now, you already purchased some coins using RoyalQ. Now it means that when you have purchased, so when the market drops, the value will drop. This 100 Rand will no longer be 100 Rand on your Binance. Maybe it's going to be 95. Why? What is the effect? It's because the market has dropped. It has went down. Nothing wrong has happened. Maybe it will be sitting at 80 for argument's sake, depending on the market in dollars. And as we always put it, this is the bad time to terminate or withdraw. It's a waiting game. It's a game of patience. Because as you can see, this BNB, as you can see Ethereum, as you can see TRX, as you can see Avalanche, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. But focus on ADA, focus on XRP, focus on XLM, focus on APT, focus on SOL, focus on TAO. If you can see the market that is green, flocky as well, it means if you have purchased such coins, the market here, it's gonna be different. Because the market here, it means these coins has increases, risen. They've been rising. So means that this $100 here, it might not be $100. It might now be sitting at maybe $110 or $120 and so forth and so forth, without you doing anything, by just purchasing, taking the signals only. This is the first reaction that you will experience. And there's nothing to avoid this. This is such a old way of purchasing coins. You cannot somehow maybe counterattack or maybe work around it. So that's how it is. Base, we are operating in the market. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's shoot. Let's start with the business of the day. Now, of course, buying cryptocurrency involves some risk. This is such a risk warning for you. Investing in crypto carries risk. Understand this risk and also consult if you have to. And of course, because the market is very volatile, as I indicated now, policy changes and of course, technical risk may affect your returns. One thing that will happen, even if the market drops massively, your account will not go to zero. That's one thing you need to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about RoyalQ. What is RoyalQ? How can it benefit you? And how can you win? If you want to check it out, you can go to the website. This is our website, royalqs.com. So you can just screenshot and just play around, browse around, go through the website, have a look at the website, look at the things that we spoke about. Just do some self-checking if you want to. It's very, very important. I can tell you now, this bot is sitting on $170 million in terms of total profit since they started over 5 years ago. And it's making massive, massive profit. Massive profit. Yes, it was 165, now 170, if not $175 in terms of profit, total profit. You can log into your back office now and check. You will see it. I can tell you now, if you can log into your app store, any app store, you try to download the app, it will tell you exactly you are user number 2 million plus. And indeed, I can tell you now that it will also tell you that this operates in 200 plus countries. Very verifiable information. Now, how does the robot operate? Well, I trust the robot because it has no access to my funds whatsoever. So same goes for you. I trust the robot because it never sleeps. Extremely high speed, no emotional errors. Very suitable for beginners, rest assured. And also win-win, a situation whereby obviously the bot pays you when you make profit, which is very, very exciting. How do you make profit? You just have to learn a few steps to feed the bot, and the bot will do its magic. But the bot cannot do this magic alone. RoyalQ managing and trading through all the different exchanges that you can see, over 9 exchanges. Ogate, we've got it here. MEXC, KuCoin, OKX, Bybit, Cricket, HTX, and of course, Endodax. And of course, you've got Binance, the one that we're using. We are using over 28 plus crypto exchanges, top crypto exchanges, new and old. And this is a trusted wallet that you have your own. Everybody has got Binance, not just us that are in RoyalQ. Everybody can download Binance as long as you want to be in the crypto space. Everybody. That is your online bank. You can utilize it anyhow you want with your own securities. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winning formula, which is a 60-40 guideline. This is the rule. In order for you to win, we've got this strategy as a team. We've introduced this strategy whereby we must connect 60% of the total funds for you to make money in the market. You must have 40% on reserve to benefit from floating loss. And also when the market is down like today. At least you must have 4 running coins. And with the fixed first buying amount. How are you going to know this? Depending on what you have on your Binance. And of course, your leader will help you to sort out what is your first buying amount. If you've got a minimum, it will be $15. But if you've got more than that, obviously, it will benefit you without any issues. Do not take any signals when you are overcommitted in the market with 4 coins. Whether you've got a new signals or not, it's not for you. Leave it to the next person. You will take it once the market is out with 3% and you have made profit, and now you are sitting with 3 coins, and therefore you can take another signal. So it's very, very important to follow that. Now, the minimum is 5,000 rands plus or minus in ZAR, and of course, that is $230. Now, you can definitely make, with the minimum of $100 in your Binance, 45% a month to 90%, no issue. How do we break the minimum? You will subscribe to the bot. You will send to RoyalQ $130 with some gas fees. So $120 will activate the bot for 12 months. And $10 will be there for gas fees. Because the robot operates on gas fees. That 175,000 million in dollars, the company has made it via gas fees. And you've got $100 in your exchange. And we can rock and roll from there. You can start making money. It is very important, ladies and gentlemen, to understand that obviously we highly depend on the market. And of course, with the strategy I've just shared, you can make massive, massive, massive returns. That I can tell you. Now, obviously, these are the steps that you need to know. It is very important for you to learn these steps. They are very, very simple. If you are new, don't worry about these steps because you don't have our back office yet. So therefore, you will need to have our back office in order for you to obviously execute these steps. Once you know this what is in front of you, you're good to go, no issues. All you need is just signals. That's it. So it means if you get to know these steps, you just have to go to strategy. As you execute a signal, you take a signal, you go to create. It can be at the top left corner, or it can be at the bottom if you are new. You can search for the coin that we just said, the coin market. It's always going to be maybe, let's say the coin is M, therefore it's going to be M here, stroke USDT. Stroke USDT. So that's about it. Once you find the coin, you're good to go. If you don't find it, your leader will help you how to find it. You just select on the pair. And from there, you go to trade settings, bottom left corner. From there, you go to manually create. From there, you can choose your strategy settings. Your strategy will be bull run. Your leader would have helped you with that as well. We use one strategy, one uniform. Whole warehouse mode. You tap on it. It's going to be below. Choose the strategy settings. And from there, you will make sure that you tap on the compounding factor, which is sub-in mode. And from there, you can change the amount from whatever to the first buying amount that you must have. Like I said, remember, the minimum is $15 that you must have here. The rest, your leader will obviously tell you how much it is, depending how much you have injected on your Binance. Now, double check everything for me and also save when you are ready. Activate so that this market will start working for you. The bot will start operating and to do its magic. Now, turn off all the blue buttons. Please remember to do that. Margin call, it must be off. AI margin call must be off as well. To double check this, go back to your running trades by tapping the top left corner arrow. And of course, you'll find the coin as it is MO. Oh, it's OM. OM, yes. OM. And under OM, you will see position amount, and you will tap on the amount that is your first buying amount. Once you've got all of this sorted, you can rock and roll because you've already taken your first signal. You can go for your second signal if you have no issues. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our strategy, one-shot strategy, whereby we take 3% out of the market. That's what we do. And of course, we just have to execute 300 signals. Like I said, the minimum, it is $230, which is plus or minus 5,000 rands. Now, simple, when you take your first signal, this is a demonstration of the minimum, which is 5,000 rands, whereby you've got $100 in your Binance. Here, you'll take your first signal with $15, your first buying amount. You'll receive your 3%. Sometimes we receive our 3% in maybe 3 weeks, in 2 weeks, in 7 days, in 3 days, in 24 hours, multiple times in 24 hours, depending on the market dynamics. But once it comes out, you've got your $15.45. You go to trade number 2. 15, you compound it, and you receive your 15.91. You go to trade number 3, you compound it, and you receive your 16.39. Now you go to the last trade, trade number 300, you compound, which you are already sitting on $103,376. You come out with your 3%, which is $106,477, which is plus or minus 1.9 million in rands. Ladies and gentlemen, this process, we will help you with 3 to 5 signals provided daily. So far today, we just did only 3 signals. The market is down, so we're not going too hard. Obviously, to execute the steps, when you've got a signal, it takes just 20 seconds. But for you to learn to get here, you just have to start by writing all the steps that I've shared here. Write these steps down on your diary so that when you take a trade, you're just going to refer next to your diary, and once you do that, please do that for 2 weeks. I can tell you, you won't need the steps anymore. Remember to compound your profits if this is your strategy. And of course, in 12 to 18 months, you will be a millionaire by following this strategy, which is very, very powerful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a far better strategy that you can utilize as well. The 60-40 rule portfolio. And of course, when you have injected $100 and 60%, it is $60, 40%, it is $40. Now we will talk about exactly that 60%. How does it help you? Your 60%, which is $60, will be divided into 4 coins, and your first buying amount is $15. Wow. Now your target for the day is $1.8, and that will result in a month in $45, which is obviously that is plus or minus 832 rands. If you injected $500 plus or minus 10,000, now you are looking at your 60% being obviously that is $300, 40% that is $200, and your 60%, which is $300, will be divided by 4 according to the 60-40 rule to minimize the risk in the market. And your first buying amount will be $75. Now, your first buying amount here, it's going to be obviously $75, which is your target for the day is $9. And if you hit your $9 daily, it will result into $225 in a month, which is plus or minus 4,162 rands. Now, if you go for $1,000, 40% will be $400. 60% will be $600. Now, it will be divided by 4 coins, which your first buying amount is going to be $150. Meaning that your first buying amount is sitting on $150. Your target for the day is $18. Once you hit this $18 consistently, so you are sitting at $450 a month, which is 8,225 rands. Ladies and gentlemen, you decide to inject on your Binance $3,000. Your 40% will be $1,200, and 60% will be $1,800, which is going to be divided by 4 coins for you to have your first buying amount of exactly that is $450. Now, this $450 will be what? Your first buying amount. Your target for the day is $54. Meaning that you hit this target, you are sitting at $1,250 in a month, plus or minus 24,975 rands. Wow. If you can still hear me, please type 111 on the chat. I really appreciate it. Now, of course, if you've got a question here, you can write it on the chat as well. That would be much appreciated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't end there. if you inject $5,000, which is plus or minus 100,000, it means that your 40% will be $2,000 and your 60% will be, thank you, leadership, all the leaders that are responding, will be $3,000. This will be divided by 4 coins so that we can have our first buying amount. How much is our first buying amount? Our first buying amount, it is exactly $750. Now, if you're sitting at $750, it means your target for the day is $90. For you to hit $2,250 a month, which is plus or minus exactly 41,625 rands in a month. It is 100% doable, ladies and gentlemen. You do this, you're good to go. No issues at all. Who has made this money? You. With our guidance, and you follow the 60-40 rule, you are sorted. Sorted, no issue at all. Now, we'll talk about the strategy to execute this without any issues. So maybe we'll use just 2 examples here. And we're not going to use, we're just going to use 2 examples here without any doubt, so that this will help you understand exactly where we are and how can this benefit you 100%. So if you allow this to benefit you 100%, you should be sorted. No issue at all. And I'll ask you to help me with the calculator and also to help me to calculate, obviously, everything that I'll be sharing so that you can grab it and understand it and all that. So you can choose what exactly you want to benefit from, and you can hit these results. This is the previous month performance. If you look at this account, it hit 71%, which is very, very awesome. This was last month performance. Obviously, this was a very minimum, but it did achieve about 1,221 in terms of rands. And you look at this account, it achieved about 3,000. This is 3,200 rands. And look at this account, it achieved about 2,756 rands as one. So fairly, not so much, not big accounts as one. Look at this account, it hit 75% in terms of returns, which is $1,154, plus or minus 21,349 rands, which is very, very powerful. Look at this account in a day, not in a day. In a day, it hits about over 3,000 rands over there, which is today, I believe. And obviously, at some point, just a few days ago, it did hit about, let's say, over 5,000 rands or so. If you look at it, in just 6 days, 19,000. In just 6 days, 19,000 in 6 days. So this is a very, very, very powerful formula that you can utilize, that can work for you 100% without any doubt, without any issues. You just focus on the 60-40 rule for you to hit these results. And to help you, we've got so much that can help you in terms of floating loss and stuff. We've got a group where you can just send a screenshot there. And even if you are using it to take advantage of the market, you can send a screenshot on the floating loss group for you to be assisted. We've got a group for signals where you can receive signals as well. And we've got a group as well, last group, whereby it's for everybody and prospect and everybody to receive a link and everything like that in order for you to benefit from the market. Let's talk about a strategy for you to benefit. Let's say your first buying amount, you've injected a minimum, your first buying amount is $15. How can you win? Please help me out in terms of a calculator. You can just multitask on your side. Now, it means that, ladies and gentlemen, you will now use only 2 coins in this case. 2 coins. Meaning you've got only BNB and Sol. Done. You are overcommitted. Now, it means that each and every coin you've entered the market with $15. And $15 here as well. It means that, ladies and gentlemen, in this case, you are sitting in a position whereby when the market hits profit, please check for me what is 3% of $15, which is most likely to be 0.45%. Okay. Now, very importantly, that is good. You go home with some good profit. But if the market decides to drop in this market, this is the position whereby you can add liquidity, which is another $15. Something magical will happen to the minus percentage. It will be reduced into half for you to come out early of the market with 3% profit. You hit your 3%, which is now 3% of what? Of $30. Please check 3% of $30, how much it is. This should be 0.9%. 0.9%, sorry. In case the market is still dropping, please check for me 3% of $60. The market is still dropping. Not to worry. You're now going to add liquidity of $30. I hope I'm not talking alone. I don't see the percentage of $60. How much? 3% of $60, how much it is. Now we are sitting on the market of what? $60. Which is 3% of this. 2% of this is going to be what? You see, and let me check on the charts. I don't see anything. Okay, cool. That's 100%. Let's have a calculator and see. Let's just check it out. Let's just check it out in terms of 2% of this. So 2% of $60 will be $1.8. Now, this can help you achieve the market going down, can help you achieve your target. Remember, your target for the day is $1.8. So in this scenario, you can obviously hold it down like that, which is very, very powerful. Let's say now maybe you are sitting in a position whereby your first buying amount is $150. $150. Now you take 4 coins per market. 4 coins. Now in these coins, you're supposed to enter the market with $150. But here, to manage your floating loss, you're gonna enter the market with $75. With $75. If you happen to hit 3% of this as the market rise, you'll enjoy 3% of $75, which is $2.25. This is wonderful. But if the market drops from here, You are now in a space whereby you're going to times this by 2, you add liquidity. This becomes what? This becomes your desired amount, first buying amount, which is $150. It means that when you hit your 3% from here and the market rises, it's going to be 3% of 150. Now, 3% of 150 is 40. It's $4.5, which is perfect. And the market decides to rise, to drop again. This will be our last example, or second last example. It means that you're going to times this by 2. Now you are borrowing. Only now you are borrowing from your 40%. Only now. The first time you took from your first buying amount, which was $150, but then you just took a smaller amount. Which is what? Which is $75. Now, you are now sitting at the market position amount of $300. Surely the market will rise for me. You just have to be patient. You hit your 3% here. 3% of what? $300. 3% of $300 will be $9. Done. Let's say here the mistake most of us makes here is whereby we want to, the more funds you have, the better flexibility you have. But be careful. The more funds you have, the higher your desire to make more. But you cannot make $100 if you've never made $50. You cannot make $50 if you have never made $20. You cannot make $20 if you have never made $10. You cannot make $10 if you have never made $5. You can certainly not make $5 if you have never made $1. Now, here's your first buying amount. It is $450. Now, to be in a better strategy, divide this by 2. For you to make your first buying amount, this is still 4 coins, by the way. You do this in all the 4 coins. Instead of you going to the entering the market with $450, enter the market with $225. For you, if you were to hit 3% here, it's going to be what? It's going to be $6.75, which is powerful. But in case the market drops, it doesn't happen the way we wanted it to happen. Now we are in a position to add liquidity plus another $225. This will be times 2. You are now sitting in a position amount of exactly what? $450. You haven't lost anything. Money management. The market rises from here. You are now sitting at 3% of $450, which is $13.5. Now, the market does not go in your favor again. It drops from here. You are now sitting in a position where you have to times this by 2. Add liquidity. You are sitting on a first buying a position amount now of $900. $900. Surely the market will rise from here, without a doubt. And you get your 3%. 3% of this one is $27. Quantitative strategy. Going small, coming out with huge profit. You do